Have you ever felt that you have lost your nerves, and when you return to your normal senses, you found that you were actually not in your own physical body and you were not in your own mental and emotional state? Yeah, I am talking about this negative emotion, which is known by anger. Have you ever experienced this? I'm sure you did, and I also did. So let's talk about today's topic, which is anger, and what are the causes and what are the effects and what anger is, and also some deep understanding. And please do watch this video to the end so that you have a better understanding of it. And also please like, share, and comment below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel. So I'll just share my presentation, which will help us to understand this topic of negative emotion, that is anger, in a much efficient and effective way. So here is the presentation and psychology behind anger. So what is that which makes a human being in the state of anger? So let's move on. What is anger? An anger is a negative emotion. When it is referring to the negative emotion, it is in the context of it is not building you or helping you. Though it is not exclusively negative emotion, it can be used for the positive purposes in many instances. And I'm sure that you have also experienced this in your own life, that whenever there is a requirement of this to show off your anger, it has helped you to ward off any danger or any threat in your life. So here I am discussing about the negative aspect of it, and this is a negative emotion in this context. And whenever you are having this negative emotion, this is where you are also expressing your repressed emotions. That is, whenever you are holding your fear or also some sort of threats, and which you cannot directly express it, you are expressing this through anger. So this is one of the aspects of anger. Moving on to the third point, it is said that it is the most powerful of negative emotions, though there are many other negative emotions, which are guilt, shame, sadness, and one of this on the top of the list is considered as anger. So this is one of the most powerful of all negative emotions. And behind most of the evil actions lies anger. Like you have heard about people who have done some heinous crimes, and when you get back at the get to the background of that, what causes this person to have this heinous crime in his or her life, it is that anger is one of the main cause of it. So this is some brief about anger. Moving on to the next slide. I have done a full form of anger, and this is as simple to understand, which is a negative emotion giving an embarrassing results. That is, whenever we are in anger, we are not in our own senses. We are losing our nerves, and when we are back to our senses and in our own nerves, we feel that we have done a big damage to our own self and to the people at large. So it is actually an embarrassing situation to have in the first place. Moving on to the next slide here, the causes of anger. The causes of anger are 4 here, but they could be more, but I have listed 4 for this presentation. The first is expectations are not being met. Whenever you have expectations with your own self, with people, with the event, with the situations, with the environment, and that are not being met, and you are very rigid about it, then you feel that you are lagging somewhere and you're not achieving what you wanted to achieve. And this causes you to get angry. So whenever you are not having your expectations met and you are very rigid about it, so internally with your own self or with others in the environment, you feel that the negative emotion, which is anger. The second cause is fear. You would be surprised at how come fear is intermingled with anger. Yeah, whenever you are feeling fearful, you are actually limiting yourself and you're not showing your fear. In the context that you would be labeled as a weak person. So whenever you are doing this, you are fearful and you're not showing off. And then this is causing you to show this fear as an anger. So this is one of the causes of anger. There would be a certain another video on this where you can correlate fear and anger. Then third is sadness. Yes, whenever you feel sad about yourself, that whatever you wanted to achieve, accomplish, you have not, or someone was limiting you in some way or the other way, or event or a situation, you feel sad about it. And behind this sadness, you would find that there is anger also. Then the fourth cause is self-defined rules are not met. Whenever you are defining your own rules, setting your own rules, and then making saying that you are meeting those rules, as long as you are meeting those rules, you are finding that your life is very smooth. And when you are not meeting your own rules by yourself, or someone is limiting you or hampering your growth, so you will find that anger is one of the negative emotion which is erupting in, and that is one of the cause for anger. Whenever you are talking about cause, there is certainly in this world effects also. So the cause and effect goes hand in hand. So now the effect side of this presentation is like, what are the effects of anger? The first and foremost is that physical well-being is affected. That is, anger is such a negative emotion that whenever a person is in anger, is losing his joy, happiness, peace, relaxation. And then whenever he is losing that, he is bound to have some very harmful effect on his or her body. As you can see that the most of the people who are in this rage, anger, and also in frustration tend to have heart diseases. They would be finding themselves with high blood pressure, and also there are a lot of other diseases which are making their life hell. So this is that physical well-being is affected to a larger extent when it comes to effects of anger. The second is when your emotional balance is when your emotional balance is out of place because of anger, you will find that you are not at peace, and you're not at ease also with your heart and with your mind. And whenever you are feeling angry, the effects of anger is that your relationship is getting affected to a very large extent, though it is on different fronts. But again, this relationships gets affected when you are in anger. And going through all this process, that well-being is affected, and then your relationships are getting affected, your emotional balance is getting affected. And obviously, for sure, there is no doubt that your productivity in day-to-day life is getting hampered because of this. And this is one of the effect of anger. I'm sure that this video is making a lot of sense for you. And when this is making a lot of sense for you, please do like this video, share, and also comment your comments below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel. Now, coming to the solutions part, we have seen that what is anger and what are the causes of anger, and then the effects of anger. Now moving on to the solutions. Whenever you are feeling angry, or if you want to work on yourself to find solution for your anger, for your rage, you have to see that you have to let go of the situation. Whenever you are letting go of the situation where you are in, you will find that you are not holding any grudges or anything which is limiting you and converting your whatever the state you are in into anger. So you should make a habit of letting go of the situation. That is, whatever is making you feel rigid, adamant, hard, and making you feel anger, you need to let go of that situation in whatever feasible and easy way you can. Accept the change for better. Whenever you are feeling anger, there is something which needs to be changed in your inner self. Though whenever you are getting inside yourself, you are learning that there is something which needs to be changed in your inner self. And when you are accepting that change for better, you would find that you are finding one of your solutions for your anger. Moving on to the third solution, which is being flexible. People who are not flexible, or people who are very harsh toward themselves, to the people and to the environment and to the events, then they would be finding that it is very easy for them to get into the emotional state, that is the negative emotional state of anger. So whenever you are doing the opposite, being flexible and being easygoing on the things and people, then you would find that it is very easy for you to find the solution for your anger. And moving on to the last solution, but not the least one, is that you are dealing with underlying problem behind anger. As I have mentioned in the previous slide, that there is fear behind anger, there is sadness behind anger. So whenever you are dealing with these emotions, you would find that along with those emotions, this negative emotion of anger will also subside. And this is one of the solutions for your anger. Moving on to the last slide here, what are the action steps? You have seen the solution also apart from the causes and effects. Then what are the action steps you need to take, you have to take, and you should take so that you find yourself in a peaceful state of mind in your heart and in your mind. So the first is being responsive rather than reactive. Whenever you are in the fight or flight mode where you are just hurrying yourself, you would find that whenever some circumstance where you are not finding favorable things happening in your side, then you would be in a hurry and you would be reactive. So whenever you are getting reactive, it is like you are getting into the state of anger. So instead of that, being responsive, take your own time, relax, and then being responsive rather than reactive is the action step. You have to make it as a habit for yourself. And then the second is relax yourself in situations. Whenever you are finding that you are getting into anger, just come out with your resourceful state wherever everyone has their own relaxing states where you can utilize that for your own good benefit. That is, you relax yourself in that situation where you are getting angry. And it has been seen that whenever if we could not get good night's sleep, this is one of the cause of getting frustrated and getting annoyed and also getting angry on some silly things. So whenever you are feeling that, you need to also observe that, are you getting a good night's sleep? So this is one of the action steps you have to take to overcome that anger. And the last but not least for this slide is that you have to have this breathing and counting. This is like taking deep breaths and not shallow breaths. And whenever you are taking deep breaths, you are giving the message signal to your mind that you are getting in the right context, in the right mindset. And then whenever you are in that right mindset, you can be responsive rather than reactive. And in this way, you can be in control of the situation. And also the counting will actually divert your mind, might divert your attention to something else, and then you would be finding yourself in a much better resourceful state. So these are the action steps which you can take so that you can just overcome this negative emotion of anger. So this is all about today's topic. I'm sure that you have you have got something beneficial out of this video. So if you have got something benefit out of this video, please like, share, comment, and also if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel. So that's all for now. Inshallah, I'll be back with yet another powerful video. Till then, Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.